So here's another video about the new agent that is coming to our beloved Valorant, Killjoy. So Killjoy, I've already kind of looked a little bit into what she's capable of doing, and a lot of people all over the internet are saying that her kit's a little overpowered because it deals a lot of damage and has a lot of CC attached to it. But based on what I'm seeing, at least from the gameplay trailers, on her abilities, it looks like they're going to require more skill to do the damage that people think it's going to do. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. So we'll start. So the big thing is that she kind of has to place all of her abilities. She doesn't have anything that is like a quick reaction. She doesn't have any sort of flashes. She doesn't have any sort of smokes. So she doesn't have any real like vision denial as a character. So her whole kit is built around being able to zone off an area with her abilities. And that's literally what her ultimate's about. So we'll start with her alarm bot. I don't know if it's her Q or if it's her E or whatever ability it is. Ooh, but we'll start with that. So the alarm bot, this is what it does. We'll just watch the video. So she places it, and then the alarm triggers. That's cool. So what it does is it does damage. It hunts down an enemy in range. When it reaches its target, it does double damage, or it gives the other team, your team, the ability to do double damage to that target. It looks like it can only do it to one singular target, so it's not going to prevent a rush of like 4 or 5 people. But it can do double damage to that one particular person. I don't know if that person's going to be highlighted. It didn't look like in the trailer that they were highlighted at all. Let's look. Oh, okay. So they have like a visual debuff on them so you can see it. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be great for stopping lurkers, especially on this particular map that they're using, Ascent. And you can recall it. Cool. So then we have the turret. I'm gonna assume that the turret is her E ability, her main ability, because it seems to be like the big deal that everyone's talking about. So the first thing I noticed when we're watching this is that the plant time. So the amount of time that it takes, 1, 2, 3, it takes about 3 seconds to plant, and it makes a pretty odd, like a pretty significant audio cue if you listen to it. Here, I'll shut up. And the other thing I noticed is that it does not appear to do a ton of damage, right? Now, I don't know if that damage will stack because I don't know. Otherwise, if it does that little damage, it's just the distraction piece. It doesn't even look like, I mean, it shot it 6 times. And then you still had to shoot her 3 times. No, I don't know if she has armor or not, what the situation is, but still, let's call it that it did less than 78 damage. That's not a ton of damage. So it's really just a distraction piece. This can be recalled as well. But the way that they highlight it is that it's designed to cover an angle. So it's kind of like Cypher's tripwire in the sense that it's going to alert you if someone is in range, right? Then you have Nano Swarm. This one looks like it could potentially be the most broken just based off of the video that I watched right now. Let's take a quick look at it. So that right there, from the way that they're showing it, it's a nade, right? But it's a deployable nade. So imagine like Cypher's cage, but also if you're standing in it, it's gonna kill you, right? And it doesn't take terribly long. It takes a couple of seconds. So it's definitely a zoning tool. I don't imagine you're gonna get a lot of kills with it, but I mean if someone's pushing onto like a site on Haven or through Cubby, or let's say they're rushing through B mid Haven, or they're rushing through mid ascent, like you can stop a push or you can force a player to push through it and get an easy kill with this. And it's nice because it's deployable, kind of like Cypher cages, so you can click on it and kill them, which is cool. I don't, like I said, don't anticipate you're gonna get a ton of kills um, with it, but it looks like it has the potential to do a ton of damage to the other team. And it, from the way that it looks, it doesn't look like it goes invisible when she throws it. And so it's gonna, again, like a Cypher cage, right? I imagine she's gonna be a Sentinel character that it goes invisible, and it doesn't appear that it will have any sort of like glowing effect when you get close to it, like a tripwire. Um, so that's gonna be interesting because that could be broken, right? Imagine placing this on any bomb site, like a default spot, and just waiting for them to plant. You just shoot it up and you do free damage to that person. Um, that seems like it could have some potential issues. If they use it the right way, and they'll probably have to tweak it. Um, it has the potential to be a really good ability, but I don't know how well that's gonna work. And then lockdown's her ultimate, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, it looks to be her ultimate ability. This one looks like it's gonna be a very specific. It's a very specific ult. It has zero offensive capability. It's all about defense. And we'll take a look at it. Throw this thing out. So it takes a million years to go off, but if it does go off, and anyone who is dumb enough to still be inside of it is going to be the way they call it is that they're going to be detained for 8 seconds, so it doesn't look like they can shoot or anything like that. That, in my opinion, is going to be really excellent for specific site holds, because this Killjoy matched with, say, Cypher, and then also the fact that they're planning on nerfing Sage, from everything that I can see, is going to make Killjoy and Cypher the new kind of meta for two site maps, because Cypher can hold one site and Killjoy can hold another. And if she has her ability up, she literally stops an entire push for free, like without really even having to expose herself because of the radius of it. So that I see the meta in the future being, you have duelists with flashes or like a breach or something, and then you don't need a sage anymore. You run Cypher on one site, you run Killjoy on another, and then you have Sova for info, and you have like a Brimstone or an Omen or something of that nature, and that's going to be like the new meta to replace Sage, because Killjoy has the ability to lock down a site, in my opinion, even better than Cypher does, because her kit allows her to deal damage with her abilities as well as um, detect enemies. So she can, like, imagine this: she's playing on Ascent B site. She's sitting behind Boathouse, or whatever that little middle area is where the button is, and she throws her turret to one side of the doorway leading into B main, and and then she throws her nade down in that doorway as well. As soon as the turret gets sound triggers and starts shooting at somebody, she can, through a wall without having to even peek, do damage to whoever's trying to push through and catch someone outside of position, because they have to either push through or push back. And she can hold that by herself, right? 100%. Not to mention, she has the alarm bot that she can put on flanks, so she can prevent someone from coming through market, or she can at least be alerted to someone coming through market. And then she has her ult. She can, again, on site, just throw it down. They're not going to be able to shoot at it unless they push through. So she's going to single handedly stop the push, which I think is really kind of unique for her. I don't see any other passive abilities like Jet or anything like that. But long story short, I think that this particular ability, Nano Swarm, is going to be the most broken to start. But Other than that, I think her kit is gonna allow her to replace the other Sentinel in the lineup, which is Sage, because I don't see Sage existing in her current state for too long. What they do with her, I have no idea, but that's my thought, right? You know, I want to know what you guys have to think. If you enjoyed the content, hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up, leave some comments because I love chatting with you guys about what you think about my videos. And more than anything, I will talk to you guys when there's more news that comes out. So thank you very much.